Hello, chat. How's it going? I hope you're having an excellent day because if not, I'll definitely attempt to cheer you up a little bit. Um, my webcam thingy broke, so I am having a bad day. This used to be like a little tripod which I had my webcam on, and one of its feet just broke. And it's fine because I was like putting it back, and using gravity in order to hold it in place. But apparently the cat found it, and it's now probably under the sink or something because I can't find it. So I'm using a book in order to support my webcam. I really need to buy new equipment, which is something that I could. I could just buy some cheap replacements, but I'm going to buy one, like a video recorder, which I can carry it around the house. Maybe do some cooking episodes. My God, I tried to cut an onion. I butchered the poor thing. You know, like you could definitely make a good video seeing me just like I did unspeakable things to that onion. All right, like I tried doing what the cooking shows told me, what things on YouTube shows, like you need to hold it like a claw, and then you take the knife and the knuckles, you let the knuckles guide it, and you go like tack 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 tack. Yeah, I couldn't do that. No. It's horrible. Like you could put a picture of what I did to that onion in some magazine, and people will look at it and they'll go like, "My God, Jesus fucking Christ," you know. But yeah, no, I'm trying to cook at home because it's cheaper. But my God, like the food that I'm making, I wouldn't feed it to someone else. No, it's you. If I had a roommate right now, he would starve to death. Like he would rather take the easy way out than eat my food. And also I need to get a new microphone, cause this one I look at it. I don't know if you can see it, but look. It's not that it's busted. I think it's 3 or 4 years old. Like this, the gain is it came loose as well, and every now and then the gain is too high or too low, and I would record the video. I would spend like 10 minutes, 15 minutes recording a video, and then when I play it, it's like, oh my God, the gain is too bad. I need to do it all over again. So it's horrible. Osiris says it can't be that bad, can it? Like, man, I don't know. Like, have you seen Darkside Phil cooking? You know, did you see DSP cooking videos? Right, like, he is a master chef compared to me. Like, if there would be like just two people going into Hell's Kitchen or Master Chef, like Chef Ramsay would pick DSP over me. It's that bad. Happy Hanukkah V. Thank you, Mr. Angry. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. I'm not with the Passover. I'm not like a Jewish person, but still. Isn't Hanukkah like the thing where God sends the angel of death to butcher the firstborn of Egypt? Isn't that what Hanukkah is about? Because I generally don't know. Like, seriously, somebody in the chat, let me know. Okay, no, that's not it. All right. Oh, that's Passover, isn't it? That's Passover, where you take the lamb and you make the sign of the Lord. You make the sign of the Lord on your house, and the angel of death passes over that house. Lamb was expensive. Like, how did they get so many lambs? I mean, I thought they were slaves. How did? Huh? I mean, I guess you take one lamb and then you drain it of the blood, and you can paint several houses with it. Shekels for new glasses due to last video. Yeah, like my last video, it was really funny. Like I didn't mean to do that. But one of the lenses came out, so I had to push it back in. And it's not perfect, so I can definitely see the difference. But I needed new glasses anyway. I think I haven't gotten new glasses since 3, maybe 4 years, so. Paint can of blood. Hanukkah is when the oil lasted for 7 days. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know something about that. Isn't Hanukkah the one with the twaddle? Where you spin the twaddle and you're like, twaddle, 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 I feed you every day. Twaddle, twaddle, twaddle. Is that it? Yeah. What's the one that chops your dick? Like chopping the dick, that's baptism, isn't it? Or can it happen to teenagers? I guess it happens to teenagers if they convert, right? Chop off your dick. Right, so Star Wars. Yeah, tomorrow. I didn't look at any of the leaks. I didn't look at any of the spoilers because I heard in America they're already showing it. Tomorrow they're going to show it in my country. What I think is going to happen is that she's going to BTFO the Emperor. Like, Rey is going to give the Emperor an ass whooping like he has never got an ass whooping before. The reason that's going to happen is because she's a woman, she's strong, and she deserves it. Take into account that the Emperor wasn't defeated by Luke. Like, Luke couldn't beat the Emperor. It had to be Darth Vader that stepped in, and I don't think Darth Vader could have defeated the Emperor unless, you know, he caught it by surprise. So, it was a team effort with the sneak attack from Darth Vader, with the backstab, Darth Vader the Rogue. But yeah, I definitely think Rey has what it takes. I think she is stronger than Master Yoda. She is stronger than Luke. Because she's a woman. And of course she deserves to do that. Like, why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she? People are saying the stream is jumpy. What does this mean? Also, thank you, Jesse Jennings. I really appreciate that. Yeah, but she's a strong, independent woman. I'm going to think that this is not canon. Like, this is a fan fiction. A fan fiction where a person inserted themselves into Star Wars and just let loose their imagination. That's what I think. But I am definitely sure that someone is going to die. I think Star Wars is going to die. You know why I'm saying this? Like what am I basing on? Is the stream a problem? Like, people are saying that it cuts and it gets back on, but it's just one person. Like, if the stream was really an issue, more people would complain, right? But here's my thought. Apparently they didn't allow George Lucas to participate at the screening, which means that they're afraid because they can't control him, right? So George Lucas could just go and then say things because he's outspoken. He's not an actor. He's not. I don't think he's a director anymore. So it's not like, you know, he's afraid of not getting hired. Like, he would legitimately go and then post online what he actually thinks about the movie, which they don't want. So they didn't allow George Lucas to go to that screening, which means that they probably don't have faith in their product. But it's not only that. Like, you know, besides all the wokeness and all the feminism and all that bullshit, I'm starting to realize the main issue with Star Wars, it's the way Hollywood does movies nowadays. Now, it used to be that someone who had passion for something would write a screenplay and that would become the movie, right? So it was an art. It was from passion. But nowadays, movies are a product. They're made on the assembly line. And in the case of Star Wars, as I understand it, it had like 3 different people writing the script for it. So it's like this Frankensteinian monster, this just weird creation, this weird creature sewn together and struck by lightning in order to try to make it work. And it's not art, it's not creativity. It's like you can't make movies like that. You can't make movies based on, you know, like, this is what the public wants, let's put it in because this is what the public wants. It's like, no, you need to have like some soul, some passion in it. Apparently Lucas's wife is super woke, huh? You know, like, you need to thank China. You need to thank China because China keeps the wokeness in check to a certain degree. I keep saying this to people, but look how many LGBT characters you have in TV shows that have nothing to do with the plot. Like, I don't mind if a character is LGBT, but it actually adds to the plot in some way. But let's be honest, like, sexuality isn't really that interesting when you have an action movie or when you have, you know, some form of horror or whatever. Like, that doesn't even matter. Like, it's just, why would sex even play into it? But anyway, right. I understand in romance, you know, like if you have a romance novel or something like that, but if it's like some superhero things, like, why do I care who Spider-Man wants to fuck after he takes off his costume? It's just... But anyway, right, so... if you look at TV shows, it's hard not to name one that doesn't have LGBT characters for the sake of them being LGBT. Meanwhile, if you look at movies, Hollywood blockbusters, I can't name a single one. And the reason is China. people are complaining about the stream being a little jumpy. I don't know if I can do anything about it though. I mean, do I have torrents up? Of course not. I don't torrent. I'm a good guy. I do not download things that I did not buy. Right? I set an example for people. I'm literally that good, you know. It's like, let me shut down Steam as well. Okay. Of course I don't torrent. Absolutely not. Never, ever, ever. I mean, it wouldn't be against the TOS for me to admit that I was, but I don't know in the future if the TOS changes. So as such, like, look, let me show you. Okay, I will prove to people I do not pirate. Hold on. I will prove to people beyond a shadow of a doubt, and you will be like, oh my god, V. Oh my god. Just give me a second. You know, choto mate. I will show you something that I bet none of you have ever seen before in your life. Look at this. Look at this shit. Do you guys see what I have here? Have any of you actually seen this in real life? Have you touched this ever before? Have you smelled it? Look at it. Look, I do not pirate. My god, I buy everything. It is tax deductible though, so if I buy something like this, you know, I can say that it has to do with my work because I need a computer to upload video, and because of that, tax deductible. What else can I say, huh? Look, someone is a software developer. Oh my god, why not just buy the key? What do you mean buy the key? Buy the key. How can I brag about it on the chat if I don't? Let me show you something else, okay? Let me just show you one more thing. One more thing. I will show you, like, people accuse me of piracy. Let me just okay, alright. People accusing me of piracy. I hate that. I hate, like, look at it. Look, I buy my own comics. Do you see this? Do you see the tits? Buy my own comics, and it's not only that. Look how gorgeous the drawing is. Look how nice the drawings are. Alright, like, I do not pirate. I buy things. Look. Behold. Behold. This was from the bargaining bin, by the way. Shut up, Tactical Droid. You're just jealous. Tactical Droid is jealous because he does not have things like I do. Yeah. Alright. What should we talk about today? Because there's a couple of things that we can cover. Oh, did you know? This one is actually quite interesting. We need to reset the clock for Britain. We need to reset the clock because yet again something has happened. There was a happening in Britain. Who knows what the happening is about? Anyone in the stream? Anyone in the stream that knows what the happening is about? Well, yeah, we did finish with Star Wars. Like, what more can I say? I mean, my prediction is that Rey is going to BTFO the Emperor. Like, that is the only reason that the Emperor is being brought back. So let's see. The Doomsday Clock, suicide. No. That's not what happened. I'll show you what happened. And apparently, "16 men charged in connection with child sexual exploitation." You know what I'm curious. Every time you have something bad happening, the press always knows who to blame. Did you notice that? It's like Charlottesville, 4chan. 4chan is to blame. 4chan. If it wasn't for 4chan, none of that would have happened. Christchurch, 8chan. 8chan, double the chan, double the jeopardy, right? So the press always knows. But in the case of Britain, where just more and more and more and more and more groups just happen to come of Asians, I guess like Japanese men in Britain are causing a lot of hassle there. And the press doesn't know, they don't have the answers. And if the press doesn't have the answers, who does? Who does? In a world, can you imagine living in a world where the journalists don't have the answer? My God. But what's interesting about this, right? What is fascinating about this case is that some of the Asian men were police officers. Can you guess which type of police officers they were? Well, apparently one of them was a child protection officer. Child protection. Huh? Like, I guess this is like when you have a really good hacker. You know, you have an expert hacker. And he gets caught, you know, like robbing a bank or breaking into the NSA servers. Right? He does something naughty and gets caught. And instead of going to prison, he is offered a deal, like, come work for the government. Work for us. You know, work for us in exchange for your freedom. I think this is what happened here, you know, like you had an Asian man porking some children and the government caught him and it's like, why don't you work for us? You know, you need to work for us so we can apprehend. I think this is, baby, huh? Why is it only in Britain though? Like this is what I don't understand. Like there are other nations that had immigrants, refugees, like, you know, like, why doesn't it happen there? Kind of boggles me. Like, and this is not connected to the immigrant wave because this is happening since the 1980s, 1970s. You have politicians that have been accused. Like, what exactly is it in Britain? Just really curious about it. So, like, how many cases before people can actually have the conversation? I mean, yeah, because people are okay with it, I guess. You know, like, if it happened in my country, I think there would be people on the streets. A little bit of outrage, you'd think, would be in order. If you are complacent, you are complicit. See, Tactical Droid is becoming a leftist, but I do agree with him. Oh, yeah, Amy. Do you know that lady, Based Amy? Let me show you that Amy. Let me just let me show you the lady. Amy Police. UK knocks door. My God, the YouTube's algorithm is so difficult. Is this the one I'm under?
How many families? 1, 2 right now.
Nah, this isn't the one. Yeah. So anyway, you might remember this lady. Yeah.
Hi everybody, it's Based Amy here. Based Amy, it's who...
So this lady, you could say she's a troublemaker. You know, like I'm not denying that, but in a democratic, free country, I think you're allowed to be a troublemaker. Like there's nothing wrong with it, right? And she's been involved in a lot of activism. There were a couple of Muslims that were praying in Hyde Park. And she pointed out that you're not allowed to do that according to the rules. And she literally went with the rules in hand to the police officer. It's like, why are these people praying here when it's not allowed according to the rules? And the police didn't do anything. The police came to her door one day in order to try to arrest her, like coaxing her out of her house. Very, very chilling. I'm trying to find that video because I think I showed it to you guys. But hopefully I can find it on her channel if you give me a second. She also, you know, like kept doing trouble. Eventually she got punched. I don't think she got punched by a Muslim. I think she got punched by a social justice activist. Which is kind of weird considering that everyone just stood there and did nothing. Like, again, if you were to do this in my country, like punch an old woman, a couple of people might have an issue with that. You know, you'd be tackled to the ground at least. In order to apprehend you while waiting for the cops. And yeah, I mean, I think she did even a crime at one point. Like, I'm not going to say that she didn't do criminal activity. Like, there was the Trump protest, and I think she used a pin in order to deflate one of Trump's baby blimps, which, you know, like, of course, that's illegal, and, like, you need to respect people's private property. You shouldn't be a filthy commie. But my point is, like, yeah, that's the kind of person she is. And recently she got arrested for calling Anne Subri a Nazi. And I find this very bizarre, very interesting. Like, in Britain, you're not allowed to insult the politicians. Like, is this the British way? Seems that this is the British way nowadays. Like, I'm a foreigner, I'm looking in, you know, and I find it very bizarre, very peculiar, that you are not allowed to speak ill of your politicians. Like, I think she's going to spend Christmas in jail, plus of a couple more days. And I'm trying to find the video still where she has people coming into her house. Because, you know, being an activist, she videotapes almost everything. But I just can't find it, unfortunately. Let me try one more time using police as a search word. Look for a house, maybe, huh? No, I can't find it. Should have found it. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very chilling. And I also blame YouTube algorithm for it, because I used to find it right away, just snap like that. But now they definitely changed the algorithm, and it's next to impossible. Oh, here we go. I think I found it. Yeah, I found it.
Differently to everybody else, according to the rules. Yeah. No, it's not. Right. It shouldn't be.
I've been told.
About what?
Okay.
And I just need to call. Hang on a second. I just need to call somebody.
So this happened
I've never had.
last year.
Why will you not tell me what you're doing? Sorry? Wait, what's your name?
So here's something that a lot of people in Britain don't know. When the cops knock at your door, you don't have to open. And apparently the cops can lie, and they can try to coast you out in order for you to open the door. Which isn't illegal, right? They can't break. Like, if something serious is going on, they can break your door. But if nothing serious is going on, they will try to lie in order to get you to open the door so they can arrest you.
PC Lamborn?
Yes.
And why are you outside my door?
Because I need to speak to you.
About what?
PC Barrett is also here, Charlie Bravo 05.
About what? What about?
Otherwise we'll have to force the door open. Okay?
You know, you do not have to force my door open. I've done nothing wrong, so I don't...
Open the door and let me speak to you.
Who's called you?
Please open the door.
This is just so weird. This is very surreal.
Okay. Well, open the door, please, Amy, so we can speak with you.
And you're not going to tell me what it's about? Alright, so, what time is it? It's 10 to 9 in the morning, on a Tuesday morning, and the police are at my door, filming. I can see your footage going, and I'm going to open my door, and I'm filming what is going on. You're not coming in.
Fine.
No,
I need
you're not
to,
coming.
You
no,
need to come out then.
You're not. Okay. What are you doing?
You need to come out.
What are you doing?
This time you're under arrest, okay?
For what?
Preventing the course of justice.
What? Course of justice.
Do not resist us.
What are you
Do not resist us.
Rely on it in court. Anything you do say may be given a...
So I don't think this is the state of the United Kingdom, but I think it's the state of London. And you know what's really interesting about that? Because a lot of people say, well, she committed a crime. And apparently what she did is she told, I believe, a Muslim to have a gay day or something like that. And they filed a complaint, so it escalated to that. Now, this is the police going beyond their authorities, especially in London, from what I get. The police are going on the gray side of the law. You know, like they have their own culture. They try to enforce things that aren't enforceable. Like, let me give you an example what the cops are doing in the UK, right? So here's another news with a man who painted Islam is questionable on his house. And he got arrested for it, and he spent 2 weeks in jail. And eventually, when he finally got to see a judge, the judge said that he didn't break any laws. But he did spend 2 weeks in jail. Now, you know, like, of course, you probably can sue the cops and get some money out of it, but it's fucked up. Like, you know, I would rather not go to prison. You know, especially for doing something like saying Islam is questionable. So, you know, like, the police are definitely taking advantage of their power. And in the case of Amy, like, why not just give a citation to the person? Like, you should look at the type of individual you're talking about. Now, if it's a gangster and you need to arrest them, then yeah, you know, maybe you can have the argument that giving a citation, he will try to flee. But in this particular case with Amy, like, it's an old woman, you know, like, she's not going to go anywhere. Just give her a citation and call her to the police station. Did Goodfella get arrested? I have no idea. I haven't followed Goodfella in a while. The police go after people who peacefully complain because it's easy. Yeah, I mean, it's messed up, you know, just... it's not as bad as it was under communism here. Like, under communism, the police would have a key, and they would just enter your house in the middle of the night, put something over your head, put you in the police car, and you would never be seen again. And there were cases where you'd find out that the neighbor is missing. And what's interesting is that if you knew, like, your neighbor is missing, you should distance yourself from that family and never talk about it. Because if you talked about it, then maybe the next day you would be missing. But it is harrowing, isn't it? It's like, you know, and what shocks me is that the press in America constantly talks about the police, you know, nonstop. It's like how violent the police are, how evil the police are. But they don't do that in the UK, do they? No, they're fine with their cops there, because their cops are towing the line of, you know, the ideology that happens to be the one that most journalists share, so... I'm fairly sure she was arrested for asking why Muslims were allowed to pray in Hyde Park. No, see, I had her on my channel. Like, I actually have an interview with her. And she said that's nothing to do with it. They arrested her for telling a Muslim man have a gay day. So, in another incident. Or, you know, maybe they just felt uncomfortable because she asked, why can Muslims pray in Hyde Park when no one is allowed to pray there? And, you know, that might have got the police to send a message and make her feel a little bit worried about talking ever again. Yeah, should I talk about Virginia and the gun laws? I think I should give my 2 cents in a video. Like, here's the thing. A lot of Europeans don't understand America. And I genuinely do get it. Like, I have a friend who went to the United States, and he went on a property which had some woods on it. And they got into a tractor, and they've been driving for 30 minutes. And during those 30 minutes, it was just that guy's property. It's inconceivable for something like this in Europe. Like, there are no people owning so much land. Okay? Like, maybe if you're incredibly wealthy. But, like, the idea that you can go on a farm and you're driving in a tractor for 30 minutes and you don't find any fence or, you know, like, any place that would delimitate the property is over. Yeah, that's an American thing. And that are so many people that live in these places. And these places can be really far away from civilization. Like, some people actually need to travel 1 hour in order to go to either a town or like a lonely gas station where they purchase gas and they purchase food, right? So it's really difficult, right? Like, you're living, I can't say like the Wild West, but it's so far and so detached from civilization that if, heaven forbid, you ever are in an emergency, like let's say someone tries to go onto your property and rob you, or maybe there's a wild animal or anything like that, you need a gun. Like, you need a gun. Like, but like, I just can't imagine, you know, like someone tries to rob a homestead, and by the time you call the cops, I mean, sure, maybe they will get there, you know, in a couple of hours. And what do you do then? Like, do you just wait or what? You know? So, like, of course, these people need guns, and they need guns in order to defend themselves against wildlife, in order to feel secure. You know, like the progressives keep talking about feeling safe, feeling safe. Well, you know, good luck feeling safe when you live in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it takes like 1 hour for the cops to get there. And you have people in the cities, and people in the cities who are, you know, living under constant bang bang, you know, gangbangers, and they constantly read the news, and daily they're being scared and spooked by CNN, and you know, the gang violence this, gang violence that. Yeah, they're going to vote a different way. Plus, you also get immigrants that don't have the American culture, don't live in the American way, and yeah, they're going to support lower guns, because where they're coming from, they don't have as much freedom like the people in America. So they want to create at least the type of culture they grew up in. And I think, like, in the case of what's it called, Vancouver. Let me see if this is in that case, I think the not the Guardian, the New York Times said that the Democrats won because of immigration, right? Because you have so many families moving there, it changed the mindset. So yeah, I mean, the people in the cities might want less guns, but the people that are in the rural areas definitely don't. So what ends up happening now is that you have a lot of, I guess you can call them gun sanctuary, where even though the Democrats passed legislation, these people do not want to give away their guns. So you have like the police, the sheriff's department, deputizing anyone that fits the criteria, so that they have the legal right in order to oppose the National Guard. The funny thing is that I think the police officers and the people there outnumber the National Guard, which is going to be really interesting to see if the Democrats are going to go through with it. But here's the thing, like, if you really want to remove guns from the United States, all you have to do is to stop selling them. And you stop selling ammo, you stop selling guns, and sure, you know, like, you can have people that build their own, but let's be honest, it's not as good as an actual thing that's sold by a store with the quality insurance that it has. You know, like, building your own, yeah, sure, it can work, but it's not as effective. And even then, they can start policing the substances that you require in order to build your own. So, yeah, it's messed up, you know. Anyway, let's, Two-Gun Tommy, they're taking away your guns. Two-Gun Tommy is going to be no gun Tommy soon. You know, if not you, Two-Gun Tommy, your kid is going to be no gun Tommy. Yeah, but that's the thing, it's like, selling is protected by the Second Amendment. Man, like, look at the Second Amendment. The right to have firearms is not going to be infringed, right? Like, shall not be infringed. And they're infringing it, they don't give a fuck. You know, like, first they put the legislation, and then it goes to the Supreme Court, where if you're lucky, you're going to have enough constitutional judges that are going to enforce it. His kid is going to be long gun Tommy. No, your kid is going to be no gun Tommy, I'm telling you that. And again, people say you can forge your own guns. How many people actually know how to do that, like, realistically, number one? And number two, how confident are you that the gun you forged is actually going to work? I mean, this armchair talk on the internet, oh yeah, you can build your own shit. Man, I have seen terrorists blowing themselves up because their explosives were built poorly. Or terrorists that would try to set off the explosive and it didn't go. Because, again, like, they're not proficient at it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but let's be honest, it's not that realistic. And if someone starts manufacturing guns and sell it to other people, then they can just come for him, you know? Someone says that they build an AR-15 from a block of aluminum. Again, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it takes a skill set that not many people have. And then you have to think about the bullets. And even when you manufacture your own, is it really that good as a military weapon? Huh? Is it really that good as something that's built by a professional? I mean, I don't know. You know, maybe it is. And if that is the case, then why are you worried about taking your guns away? You can just build your own. And not to mention, like, here's another thing. What if gunpowder is unavailable? Like, what can you use against that? You know, like, what can you use as a replacement? But anyway, I was talking about when I started my stream. I used to have the webcam on a tripod, right? And the tripod broke. Like one of these little things came out, and the cat just took it away. So I'm thinking of buying a video recorder, like one of those big tripod thingies that I can take it in my kitchen, so I can show to you guys how I cook. So you can see how I butchered an onion. Like, I did unspeakable things to that onion. I have managed to bring upon horror and dread upon that poor little onion. And I think it would be very entertaining for people to see just how bad of a cook I am. As I mentioned, like, if I were to go with DSP at a Master Chef competition, like Chef Ramsay with the word, you know, DSP just as Master Chef. I am horrible at cooking. What does this have to do with Star Wars? Nothing, Nemanja. I have to find the title for my videos every now and then. I did talk about Star Wars in the beginning of the stream, so. But yeah, okay. Let's see what else we got. Apparently, there's a couple of spoilers from Star Wars coming out on Twitter. There were on YouTube, but they got took down. So unfortunately, I can't show them. But it is going to be really woke. I just why Star Wars? Like, why? God damn it! You know, like why not any other franchise? Why couldn't they go after Robocop or something? Robocop was actually nice. I actually liked it. The remake, I mean. Like seeing those big robots walking around and saying like "Assalamu alaikum," return to your homes, peace be upon you, return to your home. That was great. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know why people hated that much. Like that scene won me over. Let me see if I can get it. I think like this is actually meant to make you feel dread about American colonialism and how evil Americans are. But I found it quite based. I mean, compared to what goes on in Iran right now, you know, I do think it would be an improvement. Look at it.
Good. Enjoy the show. Alright, let's go.
Yeah, doesn't it scream America? I mean, if this doesn't scream America, what does?
May peace be upon you. Please exit your homes with your arms raised. For a non-invasive scanning procedure, no one will be harmed.
My God, this screams at freedom to me. You know, like I don't know what to say. When I was under communism, I wish these robots would start patrolling the streets, taking down the communist regime, and then say, you know, peace be upon you. Capitalism is here. Step out of your homes. No one will be harmed. Oh my God, absolutely beautiful. Holy shit, when is this going to happen? Yeah, I mean, Metal Gear 4, huh? The future the Democrat wants. Dude, that looks terrible. Well, that's because you're a freedom-hating fuck. That's why it looks terrible. If you're freedom-loving, you would love that. Where's this vid from? That is from Robocop. And what's really stupid, right? Like, again, like, I'm supposed to care for these people, right? Like, you get the military, you know, just doing their job, and the robots are trying to find if people are a threat or not. Incredible. And you have this kid. Sorry, before the kid, you have someone Allah Akbaring a robot. Right? It's not really explained why. They just don't like technology, I guess. So here you go, you got this guy, Allah Akbar.
You'll notice children in the streets as well. This is everyday life happening in perfect harmony.
Stay put, stay put, stay put. It's fine. Don't worry. My guy's got it.
It doesn't really explain why, if they have a grenade launcher, would they need a suicide vest, but okay. And then you have the like this is the kid I guess the screenwriter wants me to care about, right? So he's watching the freedom fighters doing their thing, right? And he decides to get a weapon and have a conversation with the robot.
Maybe he's
going to get the Darwin Awards right now. I do not understand what Debbie is trying to accomplish here, but oh, he actually Allah Akbar. I didn't expect that in a Hollywood movie. But listen. Okay, there we go. And then we have Debbie here. Yeah, Debbie, I don't think that's the right equipment for the job, just saying. You know, and the mother, which is the basis of wisdom here, is looking shocked at what she's about to see. I mean, Debbie, what are you doing? Navi, what? Like, look, Navi, look, come on. You know, don't you know that your country has been turned into Britain? Like, you're not allowed to. Look, baka. You know, like, honestly, I'm supposed to feel sorry, right? It's like I blame the pattern. No fucking shit. Oh, the DACA. Yeah. Let's look at the DACA again. Look at this. Look at it. Oh, even the robot explained to him what to do. Like, Navi, come on. I at this point, you know, there's nothing I can do for you. Like, look, the robot is trying to explain to you, like it's trying to be reasonable. I mean, how much common sense do you want? Look like Navid Bushen. Navid, what are you doing? What are you doing, Navid? Drop the fucking weapon, Navid. Why would you get it to stop filming? Like, this is gold. This is like, you know, you can make a documentary on how not to act. You know, like... Yeah, the cameraman is scared. Yeah. No, the robots are definitely racist. You know what? Like someone said, it's like, well, you know, I looked at the commentators, like trying to defend the scene, I guess, to say that no. You see, it's because the robot shouldn't have shot because the weapon couldn't harm the robot. It's like, yeah, but the whole idea is that the robot is trained to find people with weapons. Because they can hurt other people, you know? It's not like the robot isn't afraid for it. It's afraid that this guy might hurt someone else. Look, even the comments, like, what kind of moron attacks a giant robot with machine guns with a knife? Don't bring a knife to a 2-story tall minigun armed robot fight. It's only a matter of time, folks. What time and money, everything in this video clip will become a living reality. What is wrong with this, though? Like, seriously, why should a soldier risk his life when people are this stupid? It's like, yeah, you're bringing a knife to a 2-story robot. I'd buy that for $1 when you tried to run a melee build but forgot to put any points in strength and endurance. I don't think strength and endurance would have helped here. He could have counted down before shooting the kid as a reference to the original. Yeah, that would have been good. But again, like, this actually tries to get you to empathize with the kid and to think that robots are evil or some shit. Like, I'm not saying they might not be, but, like, the movie didn't convince me. The movie is telling me that this is based robot, you know, like... You know what, like, robots are weapons of peace. This is what I think. This is what I got from this book. This is the pacifier. He brings peace upon you. When an armor mecha tells you to drop your knife and you instantly raised it, you fucked up. Yeah. And then we got like the squiggly letters. I don't know what this means, but I agree with what he says, so I'm going to like it. This entire scene, I was hoping that the kid would not have done that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but, you know, natural selection is a thing. My name is Navid Boshet, and this is Jack. Oh my god, this is the best guy. Oh god, yeah. So I don't know why people didn't like the new Robocop. And he was made in China. How fucking cool is that? Like, they made Robocop in China. What more can you ask from a movie like this? But yeah, so I do not. I think there's a lot of negative criticism to the new Robocop. I literally forgot everything that happened in Robocop. Well, that's because you didn't pay attention. Anyway, fine. Let's go back to Britain. Now, someone posted this. You can say that it's fake, but because it names the high school, I am leaning to think that it might be true. So, traditional Britain group under attack, blah, blah, blah. How would you respond if your child brought this home as 12 years old children at Bridlington Secondary School did? Imagine that you are a parent of one of the Manchester's bombing victims. Write a response to the point of view that all terrorists should be forgiven. Oh my god. Yeah, so how would you write a response? Huh? I think I would troll. Well, first of all, I would get the base to be that involved. Like, there is no way I would not get the base. I would raise a fuss. I would raise hell over this, right? Like, the entire internet would be aware that this happened. And secondly, I guess you could troll them and, you know, draw parallels between the Manchester bombing and, I guess, what does the left hate? Christchurch, or, what is that, the guy who liked the Young Turks and went off into a shooting? The far right call him the Supreme Gentleman. Let me find out his name. Elliot Rodgers. Right, so I would draw parallels between Elliot Rodgers and the Manchester bombing and say, yeah, they're all terrorists, they should be forgiven. You know, it's like Elliot Rodgers was a man of peace, and, you know, like, I would troll the shit out of that homework. Like, this is just the most stupid. Like, how can I think something that I genuinely do not believe? It's ridiculous. It's moronic. You know, like, you know what, teacher? Yeah, I'll write this. But instead, you also write a homework saying, how do you defend the far right? Like, you're a parent, your kid converted to the far right, and say all people from the far right should be forgiven. You know, like, and we exchange. We see, I see yours, you see mine. How about that? Fuck me. Man, like, if this thing becomes a trend, I'm telling you, homeschooling is going to be very popular in places like Britain. I set up a new industry. Like, you can be a teacher that just walks from house to house and teaches kids, you know, homeschools kids. Why not? Why not? Like, tell me why not? You know, you got like a math teacher and you pay him and he comes in and teaches your kids math. 1 hour, 2 hours a day. Why not? You know, and you just teach your kids the essentials like math, geography, history, English, and a couple of other things that are essential, and the rest fuck off. Like, why does my kid need to know arts? Sing. He can sing in his own fucking free time. When he's on my time, he learns math. Going to become a doctor. No, yeah, that's called a tutor. Exactly. You know, like, you could have, like, a booming business of tutors. Might have, like, a woman in a neighborhood. That just comes in and homeschools your kids. Why not? You know, especially if you have like 2 or 3 kids. You pay that woman twice a week. She comes in, teaches your kids some math, some geography, some shit like that, and then they go and take the exam. And I'll tell you what, like your kid is going to be free from that like that Scott kid that got expelled for saying there's only 2 genders. Going to be free from that bullshit. Did I do tutoring? Tactical droid asks. Of course, like everyone did in Romania. It was like the hysteria with the tutoring thing. I didn't even need it, but yeah. The left wants prisons abolished. Man, I'll tell you what. There is something that is going to be in a little bit, in a way worse than prisons. The way society is going. Like, and I'm talking like if you commit a crime like a hate crime or, you know, something that's not violent, like prison is going to be for mass murderers, you know, gangsters and whatnot. But if you have like a person that just commits a low-level crime, we're going to the place where they will be excommunicated from society. So no more social media accounts, no online presence, the inability to get a job, and you're going to be fired, you're going to be homeless, you're going to be on the streets. I think that's where society is moving towards. You know, you do something that they don't like, the first thing that they do, activists, is that they're going to fire you. You're not going to have a social media. Without the social media, good luck opening and advertising a business. Good luck maintaining, you know, employment. And if Chase Bank also takes away your credit card, how can you function in a society like that? Seriously, like what can you actually do in order to function in a society? You're going to be on the streets, homeless. And that's just as bad as going to prison, in my opinion. Because it's worse. Because at least when you're in prison, you know you're going to get out. Like there is a time after which your debts to society are paid. When is Alex Jones' debts to social media going to be paid, I wonder? And by the way, Alex Jones is a happy case because he actually has influence and power to maintain his platform wherever he goes. But I think like the owner of the Proud Boys, which is a person of color, by the way, and I'm not defending the Proud Boys or anything because I don't know much about their organization, but he has his credit card banned, he's got his PayPal banned, his social media account is destroyed. Like, if it happens to him, why wouldn't it happen to you, you know? Yeah, it's like the Chinese credit score thing. Like, why put people in prison on the taxpayer money when you can just make them be completely unemployable? Alright, let's see if I got something else. If not, we're going to end the stream here. I really want to thank the donations. And the reason I want to thank for people donating to me is that I really appreciate it this time of year, especially because Christmas is coming, and I know you guys are having obligations towards your families and friends. So you're already, you know, doing financially poorly. So the fact that you're donating to me, I really appreciate it because I understand it's very difficult this time of year. Look at this one. This is brilliant. I need to make a video on my main channel about this. But apparently, New York's attempt now is to ban assault-style Nerf guns because of toxic masculinity. So they want to ban toy guns. I mean, come on, this has to be just insanity at this point. Like this is so. You know, a lot of people say that the left is like a religion now, and I have to agree. Like they look at these things as heretical objects. And they want to ban all heretical objects because people might start worshipping Satanism. Yeah, it's literally that. It's like, it's a toy gun. I could even understand if you were to ban guns that you can somehow paint them and make them look real, because a lot of people can commit crimes. I completely disagree, but I would understand the mentality behind it. You know, I would say, well, at least they're not completely insane. Like, I kind of get their point, even if I disagree with it and I think it's stupid. I kind of get the reason behind it. But no, like, you can't paint this shit in order to make it like a real gun. There's no way. And it's just so insane. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like, just... Oh yeah, boys are playing with guns. Clearly, if you pick up a gun, you become a serial killer. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. So, anyway, I want to thank Mr. Angry. I want to thank Utrimke Paratus, 1349. Also, thanks Jesse Gemming, and thanks Chris Nemo and Samurai Squirrel. Everybody have a Merry White Christmas. But yeah, yeah, a lot of people actually have those guns, which is kind of funny. Anyway, what I wanted to say something and I forgot. I'm becoming old. Yeah, my video on my main channel is going to be about communism. A lot of people asked for it, so you're going to get it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And I'll see you on my main channel when I release that video. Take care.